Alright, Madhu, so here's the first swing that we recorded today. So the setup looks a lot better, where you're not kind of flexing those knees to the extreme there, like we saw a couple weeks ago. So the setup definitely looks better. You turn that shoulder down nicely. Yeah, so your right arm's not so flat there at the top. Okay? So this right arm now is more getting closer to parallel to your plane line right there at the top. So that's nice. And then from there, a little bit more above the plane line than when you're swinging your best, and then it's kind of low as a result over there. And then we saw the driver, same kind of thing going on. And so then, that one wasn't good. That was the first one you tried to do, where you're trying to get on the plane line better, so that one wasn't good. That wasn't very close at all. Same thing there, that one's a little better. Yeah, that was better, but it wasn't as good. And so then I said, let's see what it's like. Yeah, if you do a small one, so that's what resulted there. So again, you're closer, but that's mainly just because you were taking a smaller swing. And then I asked you if you kind of noticed that little move right there. And you said, yeah, I can see how that kind of takes it above the plane line a little bit. And then there, there's just the slightest little hint of that bad move at the top, but very little hint, and so that's why now you're so much closer to it, instead of just being a little bit above it, right there. And then the last swing is right here with the ball. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good on the video. Yeah, there you go. So you didn't have that. The ball flight wasn't as great. You got it out on the toe right there. But in terms of the one thing you're trying to do to get rid of that little bit of a bad move at the top, I mean, there's just the slightest hint of it there. But because it's so slight, you're very close to the downswing point where we want it. Okay? So, now I don't think that's too much for you to bite off. Don't you? It's a smallish type move. You can almost tell the difference immediately, when you do it well versus poorly. So I think you can handle that, especially, I mean, you play Sunday out there at that tournament, so I don't think you hit a lot of balls the next few days. It should be pretty easy for you. And you can tell right away by the ball flight in the field. So, any questions about that? All right, girl, I like that work a lot. Great work the last couple weeks there, getting more and more used to that better setup. This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 to 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment, and we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com, so when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and get some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied that things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life, where we know exactly what it is for the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how everything's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.